Hey, what's up? It's Sai again. Um, I kind of forget this person's name, so I feel kind of stupid. But that will not stop me from narrating the video. I'll just kind of put his name in the description when I find out who it was. But he sends out a bayonet, and I send out my lead Venusaur. I go for a Leaf Storm, and it takes him down to less than half. But he goes for a trick, so he has my Choice Scarf, and I have his Sticky Barb. But I can use a different move now, so I can use a physical move because of the special attack drop, and I go for Outrage. And he sends out his Ursaring, which is now poisoned, and I know what's coming. He's going to use Facade. But I don't have my Scarf anymore, so I'm not able to outspeed him and use Outrage for the second time. So he KOs my Venusaur with Facade. Once again, Venusaur is the first in my team to die. So now I send out my Charizard, and he uses Facade. Surprisingly, outspeeds me, but he doesn't KO my Charizard. Thankfully, I get the special attack boost, and I go for Focus Blast, which I didn't really need to KO him, I don't think, because it's super effective anyway. But, it's never a minus. So now he sends out his Espeon, and I didn't think if I could outspeed the Ursaring, I couldn't outspeed this thing. So I died with Psychic. So I send out my Nidoking, and I know he's going to use Psychic, so I use Sucker Punch, and that KOs the Espeon. And I'm Choice Banded, so that's always a plus. So he sends out his Bayonet, and I use Sucker Punch, predicting a powerful move, but I don't get it. And he uses Will-O-Wisp, which is annoying later. Now he sends out his Honchkrow, and I send out my Regigigas. He uses Superpower, and then unfortunately KOs my Gigas because he has a Life Orb. And his name is Scarecrow. It's kind of not that scary. So yeah, I send him my Nidoking. I was hoping he wouldn't switch, so I go for a Stone Edge, but he sends in a Tangrowth. And I hate these things because the defense is so high. There's just a big ball of blechy defenseness. So I'm locked in a Stone Edge, so I thought might as well keep going. I get a crit, which still doesn't do that much. And he actually uses Knockoff, and that takes off my Choice Band. So now I can use Mega Horn, which is super effective, but it's still not as powerful. But it still does a decent amount. But I have a burn. Now he Leech Seeds me. He has leftovers. So it's all very annoying. It's really stally, and I hate this stupid Tangrowth, so I switch into my Flagon to take it out. He uses Sleep Powder, and it misses, which is good. And he switches into his Bayonet. I don't know what it was predicting, but I use Flamethrower, and it doesn't quite kill it. And he's able to go first because he has my Choice Scarf, and then he uses Trick. Now I have my Venusaur's Choice Scarf, and he has my Expert Belt. So now I'm locked in a Flamethrower. And he has a Melodic, and I have to switch because I didn't, Flamethrower is not going to do anything to Melodic. So I send out my Registeel predicting an Ice Beam, and I get it because Registeel is a pretty awesome wall, it resists ice. So he goes for Recover, which I think was a misclick. And I go for Earthquake, which does a decent amount of damage. So now he switches into his Honchkrow, predicting my Earthquake. And he was right. So I go into my Nidoking, and he uses Drill Peck. Now the Scarecrow is starting to look a little scary. But I poison the Honchkrow with Nidoking's Poison Point. So I send out my Registeel again, and I kind of ran out of time there. He uses Superpower again, and I wasn't sure if Registeel could resist it or take it, and he does. And I go for an Iron Head, and due to the defense drop, that KOs his Honchkrow, who is now not so scary. Now he sends out his Tangrowth again. It starts to get kind of annoying. He uses Sleep Powder, and that puts me to sleep, but looking at his other moves, he can't really do that much damage to me. He gets leftovers, I get leftovers. This is wall versus wall. Uses Leech Seed, I'm still asleep. And we both get leftovers. Stupid ball of... looks like ramen. Gets more Leech Seed. I'm gonna go for a knockoff, takes off my leftovers. and I wake up and I get toxic off, which is definitely helps me. He takes poison damage. I get leech seed. Did. And now we use a sleep powder again, but that misses. I go for Iron Head just so I can take some damage because Ready Steel can't do that much. So I just go for as much damage as I can. Gets hurt by poison. I get seeded. And that KOs my Ready Steel, which I'm alright with. So I send out my Flygon, and I would have used Flamethrower, but his next guy's a Melodic, so it wouldn't have done anything. So I lock myself into Thunder Punch because I know even if I don't do that much damage, he'll die to the poison. So, yeah. I'm asleep. He uses Leech Seed. It misses. He gets leftovers, but then he keeps taking more and more damage from Toxic. I wake up, get another Thunder Punch. And that thing takes it. Pretty sure that does less than a Sandstorm. So, Toxic takes him down by a lot into red health. I use Thunder Punch. Of course, it doesn't do anything, but regardless, this next Toxic will KO it. But right before he dies, he gets a Leech Seed off, which probably didn't matter that much, but, you know, whatever. He gets his HP back into yellow health, and the Toxic takes him out. And that's a dead pile of noodles. So now he sends in his Melodic. I'm locked in the Thunder Punch, so I hit it. I don't get a crit, but I do get a Parahax, which is actually, this is the second time I got a Parahax with this, so I'm pretty lucky. But it doesn't really help me that much. Uses Recover, and I have the Leech Seed, so, you know, he's back at full health. I use Thunder Punch again, because that's all I can do, and I was going to use Ice Beam, and it's going to KO my Flygon, and that's a good game. So thank you, question mark, I'll find your name out later. Rate, comment, subscribe. I'm uploading videos like every other day because I can't find the time to narrate them, so peace.